Welcome back everyone to another video. And today I don't normally do guides, but I thought why not? Because another game mode dropped in Marvel Rivals, the Bloodhunt game mode, and I've got another build I'd like to share with you, and it's a build I see frequently in the game, and many people ask how to do it in there. They seem to not have it down, or they're missing something, or there's a piece of armor they don't know that they need to obtain or whatever. I was quite lucky enough and fortunate enough to perfect this build off rip. I'm gonna get into the stats, what's the armor pieces I personally use, the build I use, and how I play this build to beat Nightmare 85. I'm currently at 85. I haven't done any other Nightmare because I've been doing other builds. So let's get into how to play Moonfist. So essentially what you want to do for Moonfist, you're going to be giving them moon lefts and moon rights. And what I mean by that is you're going to be chaining your punches and your kicks with rapid succession between each other by basically holding your left and right mouse button, because you can do them both at the same time. And when you get your ultimate, use it and basically place it down near your feet, and it'll suck up everyone, and that way your teammates won't have to deal with anything. I play Moonfist like a tank. That's essentially what you're doing, is playing him like a tank. As you'll see in the footage in the background, you'll see I'm dealing with most of the horde. He eats in the hordes. You, as Moonfist, you make the horde round your plug. I've seen other characters be able to do that, and he's one of them in this build. I do not personally like using him for damage on boss rounds. I've found it very difficult, especially since you have to be up close and personal. But he's really good at distracting the boss. With his, if you have the high HP pools and you focus on damage reduction, he's really good at distracting the boss. I cannot stress enough, this armor piece you will need. It has 3 S tiers on it, if I remember. It has an HP buff and another HP buff that makes it really good. And it increases your block rate. And that's another thing. You want high block rate. I have around 70% block rate, so I'm blocking most of the hits. So that's really important. I did all of the tiers for Moonfist. I did all of them, and then I just filled out the purple tree with whatever I had left, and I put them all into defense and blocking, so that way the blocks weren't just meaningless and useless blocking, and they actually blocked some of the damage. For the Arcania points, the things that you get in between rounds, I tend to usually do bonus boss damage, because he doesn't do a lot of damage to one unit in particular anyway. Damage reduction, that is a big one. I usually do health and damage reduction as my main priority, but if it shows boss damage increase, I'll do that one as well. You can kind of do whatever you want, what floats your boat, but I personally just do the damage reduction. I had basically had most of the entire army of zombies or vampires, whatever that is, on me. And that's what I want to do, so that way my Squirrel Girl and Thor can safely attack them without worry, without having to deal with the threat of constant pressure and the fact that these things can one-tap you if you're not careful enough. Especially since they had 5,000 HP and I had 15,000. So that was really good. Another thing you want to focus on with the armor in this build is reduction on your kick. That is extremely important. If you can keep dishing out that kick, it'll be huge, because you do I think 50,000 off rip per kick, enhancing your speed per your melee punches, and then it gives you 1,000 shield every time you do the kick. And that's 1,000 free hit points that you or yourself are not receiving. That is damage, free damage that you do not have to take every time you do that kick. So not only are you killing massive hordes, but you're also just gaining a consistent self-sustain along with the self-heal that it gives you, but it's so minimal that I honestly feel that the kick is much more valuable than the self-heal. But I just equipped it anyway because it is still better than nothing. I guess for the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking about what to do in these rounds, which I did talk about earlier, but to stress more, is to use your jump on the more heavier enemies and to avoid the basic enemies, because in the higher rounds, even with 15,000 HP and the consistent shield, I still find myself sometimes dying. And if you die with this build, I've noticed that the rest of my team has a much harder time dealing with everything, because they were dealing with safety and not having to deal with the stress of the massive horde of one-shotting zombies and vampires. You were dealing with it. So if you die, I guess try not to die. It's very important as you to stay alive for as long as possible so your team can deal with them, and you basically become a human Ankh. I had a lot of fun doing this build. I personally use it as my go-to every time I load up the zombies, get another 5 done of the nightmares, see how high I can go. I'm still improving this build, and if you have any thoughts of anything that you think would improve this build, let me know in the comments. It would definitely help. But anyways, guys, if you like what you see, like and subscribe, all that good stuff really helps me out. Let me know if you want to see another build like this, if you have any builds or characters of this mode that you want to see, or maybe you want to see another guide of a different game, if I can try and do that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Later.